ladies and gentlemen. It is 12 p.m. here in the beautiful city of Toronto, and you are all welcome to this our beautiful show, our beautiful program that we call Overcoming Your Limitations and Breaking Barriers. Thank you so much for coming on the program. This is a program that we do where we try to encourage people, where we try to bring on people who have made it in life and have experienced some level of success in what they're doing. And so we bring them on the program to share what experiences they had climbing the ladder of success. Let us know if it was all rosy or whether you had some challenges. And by doing that, we inspire people who have gotten to a point in their life where they're trying to move on to the next level, not like the next level we have in Nigeria, but they're trying to move on to the next level of success, but they're finding it difficult and they're wondering, why me? Why me? So when they hear other people talk about their experiences, then they're encouraged, okay? Some people who, they had everything going on well, they had everything perfectly working out, like everything was going well, and somebody stabs you in the back. Somebody pulls the carpet from under your feet and you're like, really? Is that possible? And you're just going through it in your mind and wondering what you're going to do about it. We bring other people, and by the time you hear them talk, you know that, oh, you know what? People are going through what I'm going through, and you're encouraged. So today, I have somebody who is well known in the city of Alberta, Canada, here in Canada. This person is a very active person. She's not a shy person. She's done so many good things in her life. I'm talking about none other than Fina Brooks. When Fina Brooks comes live, you guys will see that for real, she is a perfect candidate for what we're doing today. All right, guys, I just have a message from a special guest. She's going to join us in 2 minutes from now. She's going to join us in 2-3 minutes, and then we'll talk about overcoming your difficulties, your obstacles, and your limitations. Everybody has limitations in life. I'm telling you, from where you were born. I'm telling you, if many of us had an option, we will not be born where we were born, but there's nothing you can do about it. That's what some people don't understand. You have to take whatever life gives you and make something out of it. That's what we aim to prove through this program. A lot of people have also asked us, hey, Chidi, why do you keep repeating the same thing over and over again? My answer to that? My answer is this. When we bring people, we've established a kind of method, a template for this program. So when we bring people, we ask them similar questions. What we're trying to do is that we're trying to see, it's almost like an experiment. We're trying to see whether people will come here and the stories they will tell us about their success will be, like so different. But what we have come to see is that there is a pattern. We can identify a pattern with these people who have made it. When we ask all these our guests the same questions, we begin to see that there's a pattern that is beginning to evolve. We're beginning to see that these same people have certain traits in common. These guys are die-hard people. These guys persevere. These guys are hardworking. These guys, some of them have been through hell and high water. These guys never gave up. These guys have been betrayed. These guys have been backstabbed. These guys had to do funny things. They were immigrants in a new country. They had to do odd jobs. They had to go through all kinds of things. When we see that this is a regular pattern, then we'll begin to conclude that this is how you behave when you actually want to make it in life. This is what you do when you are facing limitations in your life, when you're facing obstacles, when you're facing challenges. So that's why you see us bring people on the program, and we're a little bit repetitive, we're a little bit simplistic in the way we go about this program. Chikezi, thank you so much for coming on. You've not given me a date for your interview. We're still waiting on you. So, guys, we will bring in our special guest as soon as she comes on. She just sent me a text and said, "Hey, Chidi, please give me 2 minutes and I'll be on." And we're waiting for that 2 minutes, and we're going to bring her on here live. What I can assure you is that it's not going to be any dull moment. It's going to be something that you will be glad that you did. You know what? One thing I've also seen on this program is people's ability to reinvent themselves. I've seen people talk about how they were doing a particular thing, and then they found out that there was like a roadblock. Maybe what was supplying the lifeline to that business suddenly got cut off. You know, maybe a company shut down, maybe something happened. And I've seen them abandon what they were doing, learn a new skill, invest in something new, and they faced it and they were able to ride the waves and become what they are today. Let me give you an instance. Our YouTube channel was shut down. When it was shut down, we had gone more than, I think, we've gone more than 15,000 people or so, and it was shut down. We did all kinds of things. We complained to YouTube, we complained to Google, we got our lawyers to write, and at the end of the day, I told my wife, you know what? All this time we're using to do all these things, let's just start. Let's just go back and start afresh. And that's what we did. We just started afresh from 1 subscriber, 2 subscribers, just doing the best we know how to. And before you know it, we come back to 21,000 subscribers without doing anything, just doing the simple things that we know how to do, doing things the right way, and we're able to get back up. So I've seen a lot of people reinvent themselves. Go and learn a new skill, start up a new business, go and ask somebody else. If one door closes, knock on another door. Just don't give up, and then you will find what you're looking for. And then also don't be shy. Don't be shy about expressing your needs and your issues with people. Yes, a lot of people are going to laugh at you. A lot of people are going to take the same idea you introduced to them and go and rebrand it and start running with it. But you know what? It doesn't matter. As long as you're the original inventor of that idea, you're still going to make it. These are one of the nuggets that I just wanted to reveal with us. But today, I usually don't like talking about the people we're bringing on the show, because then it dilutes our message, or we will be letting the cat out of the bag. But this is one lady that I've seen weather storms. This one lady I've seen step into places where they told people you couldn't make it, and she went inside there and she made it. This one lady that I've seen that has so much pride for her place of origin, and she wears it all over her wherever she goes. This is someone that I've seen just with so much energy and never stopping, never letting up, just always fired up and cracked up every time. I don't know where she gets that energy from. I'm hoping that today we'll be able to crack that code. There's a secret to where she gets that energy. This is the kind of person that we have today on the program, and you're not going to regret it. I'm telling you, I can bet any amount of money that you're going to enjoy yourself today. And not just going to enjoy yourself, you will learn 1 or 2 things. Thanks to all of the people who have come on this program. The kind of feedback we're getting is so awesome. It is so refreshing. It is so fulfilling. They're all coming back to tell us, hey, you know what? A lot of people called us. A lot of people now know about us. And that is awesome.
All right.
Okay, so let's switch into the mood. But delicious Fina
Yes, so
Brooks.
my people, how y'all doing? How na day, my people? How na day? Waiting the shelf on our side.
All right, Fina
Don't
Brooks.
listen. Now my
People
natural
don't know.
language with that one, so I'd rather even speak in that.
Who is this Fina Brooks? Who are you? I beg, just hammer us one
uh,
time.
Moi, myself, me, myself, and I. Well, first of all, I'm a woman. I need to identify myself.
This is hard, so you never know.
These days, you have to identify yourself. Oh. I'm a woman. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a grandmother. I am a multi-award winning actor, producer, TV host. Um, what else? I'm a multi-talented person. What can I say?
I know.
Thank God for that.
Howdy, my Bedulicious family and friends. It's Fina Brooks. Some of you here know I was born in Warri Delta State of Nigeria. I am sure there's a lot more who do not know many things about me. Now, let me tell you some things most people do not know about me. First, I love my family, my friends, and fun. Yeah, I love Bedu. I have been blessed by God with having a great partner in my husband Andy, who is my backbone and number one cheerleader. My husband motivates me to be better and do better. Growing up, no one could have guessed that my future would be this fantastic. I only dreamt it, but didn't know how it was going to come to pass. Given the circumstances I was in, after I lost my mom at the age of 4, and my father at 14, I had no prospect of having any meaningful future with help from anyone. As a teenager, I was homeless, rummaged through rich people's garbage to find food to sustain me, lived as an unpaid house help, eventually had a child at 16 years old. But that did not stop me from dreaming big and working hard to be somebody in spite of the disadvantages of my situation. Somehow, God always got my back. I have always been a finisher of all trades and master of all. I've had to learn to go with the flow, be a responsible citizen, a loyal friend, my sister's keeper, a supporting and loving wife, and a great mother to my 4 children. I want to thank God for where He has brought me from and looking forward to where He's taking me. And for all these blessings yet, I say amen.
Well, how did you get into being multi-talented, being a award-winning producer, doing this and that? Why? Why? Well, how did it happen?
Well, circumstances sometimes push you to do and be who you have to be.
Okay.
You know, my earlier upbringing was not a bed of roses, wasn't a bed of roses. So you have no choice but to be multi-talented because you have to try different things. You have to keep going and keep moving and keep striving to be better and to be the best. If you choose to sell water, you can be better at it. If you choose to sell sugarcane, you can be better. You can be the best at it. You know, so that's where it came from. There's hardly anything I haven't done. Any business I have not delved into. Any well, lots of businesses I have done,
Okay, you know
such
what?
as selling stuff or
I dare you,
doing
Fina.
marketing. Yes.
I dare you, Fina. I dare you to tell us those things. What are
Oh, I
those
can. I can. I'm
businesses?
not. I'm very proud of them. First, in my early age, at the age of 7, I started selling sugarcane. I go,
Wow.
yeah, sugarcane. I'll put it after school. I put it in my head. I go to the market or on the streets. I sell it. I make money. I'm more encouraged to
Where
do
was this?
more. This was
Where
in
was
Warri.
this?
I was born and I grew up in my, well, by the time I was a teenager, I had moved to Lagos. But in my earliest years, much earlier years, I was in Warri.
Okay.
So I sold sugarcane. I sold ice water. Back then, it wasn't um it was
Oh, it
you
wasn't pure
wrap.
water.
I don't know if they still do it.
It wasn't pure water.
It
You
would say
tied it.
pure water today, but it wasn't as refined as it is today.
And then
You tie the water in a plastic bag, in a plastic like a Ziploc bag. You tie it up and cool it, cool it, and then go sell it. And I used, like, I had a clientele because those people who sell wood and sawdust and all those things in the market.
Yeah.
We lived close to where you call Pesu River. So
Yeah.
that's where they have all this timber and stuff like that. People who sell fish, who sell, because we're close to the Riverine area.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, though, I didn't learn how to swim being that close to a river growing up, because I had a very bad experience at that early age too. We're all coming from school, and we usually will pass by the river and go play in the water. And one unfaithful day, unfortunate day, a friend of mine decided, or a couple of friends of mine decided to play trick on me. They thought it was funny. To me, it was not funny, and that became the beginning of my fear of water. They decided to dip me in the water and just pin me down there, and I was drinking this water. It like I was, in I was angry, I was frustrated, I was scared, and basically I drank a lot of this water. And if you know Pesu River, there's oil, because it's where they refine oil there too, right? And the water, you see the top of the water is full with oil, like oil, gas, petrol oil, but unrefined. This is the unrefined one. It's flowing. So by the time we finish playing in the water, we'll all be oily by the time we get home. So that was my earlier years, and then I sold sugarcane, I sold water, I sold rice and stew.
Mama put.
I did that too. I sold, what else? Oh my goodness, I sold needle milk or pig milk. You wrap them up you take a scoop, wrap it up in a little tiny paper and tie it up like triangles, like a little triangle plastic. You tie it up. You sell it back then, it would be like 1 naira, no, 10 kobo or something like that. And that was big money. Yeah. And I'll buy a can of pig milk or a can of needle milk. My favorite was pig milk back then anyway. But I liked both of them. You tie it up and I go to school and sell it to my classmates.
Wow.
And yes, and I made money. And I sold, I would cook what they call coconut candy. Coconut candy. Yes. I will make it at home the night before. I'll eat half of it, by the way. But half of it is the profit. I eat my profit anyway. So that didn't really profit me because I really liked coconut candy. We used to call it, in pidgin English, coconut candle. I don't know how it's coconut candle, but that's what we used to call it, coconut candle.
It was the candy that they were not calling.
Yes, I would say candy, coconut candle. You won't buy coconut candle. Anyway, so I sold coconut candy, which I made myself, and I will wrap them up, take them to school, sell them to my classmates. They will steal half of them, or they will not pay me half of them. But at least I sold that, and I sold the milk, powdered milk in school. What else did I sell? There's hardly anything that I didn't take to school to sell or sell in front of my house. Oh, and my other most lucrative business was doing hair. I would do people's hair, my neighbor's hair. Because I would do my own hair and they would see it and they say, oh my gosh, I like it. Who did it? I was like, I did it myself. Oh, can you do my hair tomorrow? Okay, sure. So in a day, sometimes I'm doing 3-4 people's hair and they pay me back then maybe 1 naira or something. That was big money, And I taught myself how to braid hair. And I taught myself how to plait the hair. To plait the hair, everybody knows that. I mean, that one is simple. But to braid hair, I didn't know how I learned it. I guess I saw it so many times being done that I automatically just took it off without knowing that I was doing it. So I practiced. I usually would practice on my younger sister, who was maybe 1 year or 2 years old then. And while I'm babysitting, I will do her hair. And after doing her hair, people will say, oh my gosh, this is really nice. And can you do mine? So you see that I was my own billboard, or my younger sister was my. So that I mean, those were very formative years. Coming to look back at it,
Yeah,
you
yeah. You
know,
know,
those.
yeah, yeah. You know, looking back, looking now, and hearing you talk about this. I mean, we're going to get to the programs that you produce and a lot of things that you've done for yourself. You've done
Hmm.
well, very well for yourself. But looking at you, looking at you on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, everybody will be thinking, "Oh my goodness, this lady was just
Yeah,
been dropped out of the sky like
yeah,
that, already
hmm,
made."
hmm,
But it's
yeah,
interesting. It's interesting to see
yeah.
that while you were very young, there was never a dull moment. You were not that kind of
No, I
kid.
always found a way. Always found a way to
Exactly.
do
And you
something.
already you were already making. I can almost suspect that you didn't have to collect money from your uncles because you were making money.
Nobody would give you money. Yeah, I didn't have that many uncles to beg money from anyway. And
Exactly.
I didn't have the aunties to beg money from. So I either go work for them, I will either offer to babysit their children, or one of my aunties that I really preferred to go to work for she was a not a very close, was a distant auntie of my father. My father introduced her as a family member. So well, we were related, but I don't remember how, but it was from my father's side. And once she was introduced to me, and her house was about 20 minutes from our house. Um, after school, when I didn't have anything else to do, which was really rare, because I always found something to do, I'll go to her store. She had a provision store, and they will roast fish outside, sell bread, even sugarcane, sardine, uh, fruits, all those things. She had that provision store like in front of her house where she lived. I'll go there and give her a break, and I'll be selling. And I don't know, somehow I can sell things. I am a very good salesperson when it comes to physical sales, not pyramid schemes, but
I know.
physical
I know.
sales. Because I don't know how to tell a lie. Like, oh yeah, this is really good.
No,
Use
no,
it,
no,
and there's a miracle that will happen to you. No,
no,
no, no.
no.
I sound like
Listen,
real.
so what? Tell us, what was your dream at a point in time? Was there a time when you knew that, you know what, this is what I think I want to do in life? Was there that time when you started visualizing or started having a vision of what you want to be and how you want to end up? Was there a time like that in your life?
I didn't. I don't remember ever thinking it. I just know I was just living. I was just living, trying to survive. After I lost my father at a very young age, it wasn't something I intentionally planned. I just had faith that my tomorrow will be better than my today. I just had the somehow God-given confidence, which is called faith, that tomorrow is going to be better. Today is okay.
Mhm.
Tomorrow will be much better. And the day after will be even better. That's how I lived. So I didn't think I had that wisdom at a younger age after I lost both my parents, that my life was just going to be rosy, or I didn't have the, the the wisdom then to think about tomorrow. I mean, about the future, but just about tomorrow, surviving today, and making tomorrow count, and making the day after even count. That was as far as I could go, day by day. And that's really how we should live life, really, because life is so complicated. You can make all the plans you want to, but only God can make them work. And He will
So
make them work the way He has designed.
that's right.
Really.
That's right.
Some
That's
mhm.
right. Fina, let's talk a little bit about the thing that you have done. There's so many of them. I don't know how many you can remember, but things that you consider achievements. I know you have a TV show. I know you've
Mhm.
been part of a lot of productions. I know you've been in the movie industry. You've acted in movies. What are those things that just I want to hear you talk about them, those things that you have been involved in.
Well, I can proudly say I'm one of the mothers or the founding mothers of Nollywood, because when we started Nollywood, um, we were just having fun. We were just telling stories. We were just, you know, doing stuff and just saying, "Oh, this is fun. Let's keep doing it." We were not getting paid.
We were not making it. That it was just a work of passion. We were amazed by what we could do. Visually, we were amazed by the technology, and we were amazed by the fact that you're talking, you're doing stuff, and you can actually entertain people with it.
Yeah.
It was a new phenomenon in Nigeria, and we were excited and just we were happy to do it. Even when they didn't promise us money, we were still happy to do it. So back then, I did as many, again, Jane of all trades, or shall I say Fina of all trades came in. The spirit of Fina of all trades came in again.
Yeah.
So back then, I would do makeup for films, I won't call them films, home videos.
Yeah.
Makeup, I co-produced, I produced, I acted, I did welfare, I scouted models for television. And I got hired. Again, my destiny was already set by God. I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for a job.
Yeah.
I finished high school, and I was looking for what to do. I was in Lagos, remember, at this point. I was looking for what to do, and so I was going my merry way one day when I ran into this man, or he ran into me, I guess, and asked me if I wanted to model for television. And I was like, model? Actually, this was before Nollywood. And I said, models? I thought it was, all these guys trying to, trick you to come somewhere, and there's nothing. I said, oh, just come to our office tomorrow. It's here. It was called CDW at that time. So Cunningham, Dunkley, and Weaver, 3 African Americans who came to train NTA staff to do television. They were supposed to stay for 6 months, but they ended up staying for like 20-something years.
Wow.
Yes. So at that time, they had just finished the training at NTA, and I met Mr. Weaver, who was the CDW, right? Anthony Cunningham and his Dunkley Lloyd Weaver, 3 of them. So they used their last names to form a production company where they used to do television commercials and documentaries and drama series. So this guy says, oh, you should come to my office tomorrow. We're doing a casting call. By the way, I've never heard the word casting call before. I have no idea what it is. And I really was curious. So I said, okay, I'll show up. So I showed up the next day, and lo and behold, there were over 200 girls there looking for the same job, the same gig. So I'm like, okay, I just put on my confidence hat. And even though I was one of the shortest person there, you won't say I was actually a model because I didn't have the height. I have the confidence, though, enough for 50 people. So I basically joined the group, sat down, waited for my turn, and when it was my turn, they asked me to come into a room where they had like 4, 5, or 6 judges. I can't remember exactly. Mr. Weaver was one of them. His 2 other partners were one of them, and 2 or 3 clients. And this particular client was either, I think, Liver Brothers. Were they the ones, or Glasgow or something?
Yeah.
But they used to produce Vaseline petroleum jelly.
Yeah.
So I stood in front of them, and they asked me questions, and I answered with all the confidence I can muster. And then they showed me their previous TV campaign that they want to not replicate, but they want to reproduce.
Yeah.
Like make it improve on.
Yes.
And so they asked me about that. They played it as a 30 seconds piece. And so they said, what do you think of that? After I finished watching it, I started analyzing this. I don't even know where that came from. I've never been done this before. I don't know anything about television, film. All I know is I watch TV and I want to be part of that phenomenon.
Yeah.
And so, and to tell them what I thought about the commercial, what they should do the next time, all the mistakes I found, everything. And after they let me talk. I don't know for how long. It feels like it didn't feel that long, but I know I said a lot. And so once I finished, they all were staring at me. How old did you say you are? I said, I'm 16. I'm 16. Okay. Do you need a job? I said, sure. That was it. And so they said, okay, come in the next day, you got a job. I didn't end up getting the modeling gig, but I got a job in a production company.
Oh, yeah.
And the top production company back then.
Wow.
And so the next day, I showed up for my job. I didn't know I've never got a job before, like a job.
Yeah.
That's different from a job.
Yeah.
So I basically said, okay, let's do it. And the next day I showed up. They got my particulars to set me up for my salary and all that. I was excited. I think back then my salary was 25,000 naira.
Really?
A year or a month, I don't remember, but I remember the word 25,000. Maybe I don't know. I don't like. This was 1988.
25,000 is a lot of money.
And back then, naira was equal to the pound.
Yes.
And naira was equal to the pound. So it was a lot of money. And yeah, 25,000 a year, I believe.
Must have been. Must have been a year.
Yeah, it must have been a year. But to me, I've never seen that kind of money before. So to me, it was still a big money. And so I took the job. And one day, the makeup artist didn't show up. And my producer says, can you do the model? Can you do the models? Can you do the makeup for the models? I said, sure. I jumped in. We used to have an in-house makeup kit.
Yeah.
I took the makeup kit. I started doing the makeup. I'm like, and they were looking at me. Wow. Before you know it, that makeup artist lost her job. I became the makeup artist.
Wow.
I became the makeup artist, production assistant. So I will do anything. And if we need an actor for like the next day or a model for the next day, they will send me to Ikeja bus stop, where a lot of people are coming and going, the roundabout.
Yeah.
And I'll go there and be scouting for models, and either male models or female models or women or whatever, younger people or women or kids. I'll talk to parents in the neighborhood. We need a 2-year-old model to come and do a TV commercial next weekend or this weekend or tomorrow or even this evening. And the other person didn't show up, or we kind of lost that person, so we need someone like right away. So I'm the person to do that. So I used to scout models or actors, and then I'll scout for locations as well. And before you know it, I became an associate producer.
Oh.
Within 3 months, I became an associate producer, and then they let me produce stuff. And my producer, Mr. Weaver, became my godfather because he just was like, who's this young girl? She's so ambitious. She wants to learn everything. And so they would teach me how to edit videos at that time. And we used to use Betacam, big tape.
Yeah, that's those big.
Betacam. Yeah, those big gigantic tape. And that was the HD of that time.
Yes.
Quality you find anywhere in the industry, internationally or local. Exactly. Anyway, and so mind you, as a production assistant, when I started work the next day, I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I had no clue. So my producer, my boss, went to England that weekend because we used to have post-production special effects. We'll do the editing, the draft editing. The picture lock would lock the picture in Nigeria.
Yeah.
In Lagos, and then he would take the tape or a few of the tapes to London because they have the same formats, a video format that we have in Nigeria, PAL, and he would take them to London to get the special effects in it, like 3D special effects, because we didn't have that in Nigeria. He would take them to England to do those. And so he would go like on a Friday, come back on a Monday, right? So the schedule is already booked. The studio is already booked for the special effects editing, and so he gets there, boom, boom, boom. In 2 days, he's done, and he's back to Nigeria with finished work. And when he came back on that trip, he bought me a book, How to Be a Production Assistant. And on that, I remember this book vividly. I need to find that book. I think I still have the book somewhere in this Canada. I brought it with me. And at the back, in the front of the book, there's this person, a human being, and the half of the brain is open. And in it shoots out a lot of different activities, running around, doing stuff. And so it's like the person their brains are always everywhere. So it's like you're a multi-thinker. You can have about 10 things all at the same time.
Sure.
Which I think I can do. So he brought the book for me, and that's how I learned how to be a production assistant, and a very effective one. You're a go-getter. You before someone thinks of it, you already did, and you say, yeah. You can read people's minds. So on set, before my producer would turn around, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get it. You know, he doesn't have to say anything. I know what he's thinking of because I'm thinking ahead of him.
For sure.
Right? So I'm always on the move. And that's the job of a real production assistant, I learned. And so after that, they added more work to my job description. So I became a makeup artist. I became an associate producer in no time, within 3 months, and they increased my salary to $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then so as an associate producer, I left it as a producer when I finally left, and I started working with NTA, Victoria Island, and I worked there part-time. If they needed me, I'll be on call. They would just call me and say, Fina, we need a makeup artist for tomorrow or for Friday, and then I'll change my schedule, and then there's something I don't know why. And I'll show up to do the job. And so I became a contractor for them, no longer a salary worker, because I had other things to do. And before you know it, I got my first car. And before it, I got my own apartment in Lagos. And all my friends who come live with me, because my place was the happening place. You know, the Bedu has been there for a long time. So I'm the queen. When you're with me, there's party always happening. Party for 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now we know where the Bedu started from. Now we are getting revelations.
Yes, started from a long time ago.
So how do you transit from Nigeria to Canada? How was it? When did it happen?
Well, I've been in Canada for 23 years now.
Okay.
And when I came, I was looking for something to do. Mind you, at that time I had a baby, brand new baby with me. So I still couldn't sit in one place with just having a brand new baby. I had to find something to do. So in no time, I found production houses, Hollywood productions that would be happening in Calgary. They come and produce the films in Calgary, TV shows.
Yeah.
So I started acting in Hollywood shows. I started doing little roles. They won't give you big roles, you know. So I started doing Waka Pass, those executive Waka Pass, or little simple roles where I just speak one word, or or do an expression or something. So, for example, I was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV series, and because it was produced in Calgary.
Yeah.
And one of the scenes I did, which was very interesting, was you know how the father, the lead character, the father is a scientist and he can shrink things, and he's always experimenting on what he can shrink. So he decided to experiment on his son, the youngest son at that time, to see if he can shrink him to be small, and he can carry him, because he's a very vivacious little boy. He can just, control his movement, or at least make sure he knows where he is at all times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, when he did it, he was at McDonald's. They were eating, and all of a sudden the boy vanished. Because he was a tiny little, like you'd be this big, right? And he made him shrink to that size, like a 6-year-old child, shrink to that size. And so they happened to be at McDonald's. And after he lost him, he was now looking frantically for him. And at that time, I was in line with my children. I was supposed to have 2 little kids, and I was in line buying fries, burger, Happy Meal for my kids. So as soon as they gave me my bag of Happy Meal at the McDonald's, before I could hand it to my child, the man dragged it from my hand and looked in the fries to see if one of the fries
was his son.
So that was the scene, and I was like looking in like, what are you doing? That kind of thing. So people would say, "Oh, I saw you on TV." And I shrunk kids back. This was 20-something years ago. So I'll do little roles like that, non-speaking, or just one word, or just sitting in a bar or in a school or doing something. So I did a lot of those gigs in my early years in Canada. And then I became the go-to person for African actors or models in Calgary. So when they knew that, because I'm always like trying to be available for them, so the casting director will say, her name was Tracy. She will say, "Fina, do you want to be," I would just, if I need actors that are Africans, can you just get them for me? Can you arrange those? I said, sure. So I became their agent for getting their African actors or models, for them. And they would call me, and I would just, I would say, how many do you need? 10. We need 10 people tomorrow in 2 days. And I have to go around talking to people, calling people, and say, I need actors between the ages of 18 and 30 tomorrow. It doesn't matter. They need you for a crowd scene or something. So that's another thing I did in Calgary or Canada. And then I started, back then I was seeing things happening in the community, such as cultural activities, and nobody would cover them. Nobody would tell the stories of those things. And I thought they were such a waste. How can you do something so unique, so different, yet you don't want to capture it for posterity? So because of that zeal of trying to tell the story and telling the African story from an African perspective, I bought a camcorder. This was like 20-some years ago. Yeah. I went to buy a little camcorder. I remember that time, the Sony camcorder. I still have it. It still works, but I don't even know how to use it anymore, but I'm sure it's not that hard. I still have it for posterity.
Yeah, sure. Like a vintage item, yeah.
Yes. Maybe that one day it would be, I'll give it to a museum and say, here you go, take it. So I bought a camcorder. I remember vividly that camcorder, that camcorder was $1,000, and $1,000 was it was top of the. I could have bought a cheaper one, but I said I want quality because I want to be capturing important things.
Yeah.
So I put it on a layaway. Layaway. So every month or every week or every whatever, I paid it off within 6 months.
Wow.
No, so no layaway. Right away.
Yeah.
But I put a payment plan. That's what it is. I put it on a payment plan. Put it on my. I had a Sears card because I got it at Sears. I had a Sears because people didn't have camcorder. I didn't have a camcorder, but then it was a big deal. and it was the newest, best, HD correct video camcorder at that time. And I said, I have to have that one. I don't want the cheap ones. I want the one that I can use for a few years.
Yeah.
And so I got that. And every time I go to Nigerian Association meetings or picnic or galas or cultural activities, I'll bring my camcorder. I'll start filming. I never enjoy those things because I'm always like working. Somehow I'm doing something. I find myself just doing something. I don't know how I got there, but somehow I have to do something. If I didn't do anything, I'm not there.
I know.
So that was, yeah, it just comes natural. I just want to do stuff, right? I want to make an impact in my community, in my city, in my country, in my world.
How did you?
I want to know.
Fina, how did you tell me about you are a lot of entertainers. Every time I run into them, everybody knows you. P Square, everybody, Flavor, Olumide, all the Nigerian artists. Every time you talk about them, and can say, oh, that lady in Calgary. What's your relationship? What's it about you and them? I don't get it. They talk like you're their auntie, like their house is a place. Your house is a place that they just feel so comfortable with. Tell us about that.
Well, I don't know. I'm just a magnet for superstars. It's maybe because I'm a superstar myself. So, it takes one to know one. I don't know. I think it comes down to how you treat people. How I have a gift of hospitality. I can make you feel like a king or a queen.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that, but I don't care who you are. I give you a good time.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm the Bedu queen. I am the Bedu queen. So when people are around me, they feel good and they enjoy themselves. Whether they're nobody or somebody, it doesn't matter who. I'm a respecter of all people. So I do shows. I'm a promoter as well. So I this is how much I love entertainment. I love to make people happy, make people laugh, make people feel good about themselves and their circumstances. I'm someone who says to myself, I give the same advice to others that I give to myself, that life is too short. Just live it. You have to enjoy every second of your day, every second of your life, because you don't know when your last breath is going to be. So make each breath count, make each second count, make each day count as best as you can. So when I'm with those people, and because I've invited most of them, a lot of them to Calgary, I've done shows around the world. I've done shows mostly in Calgary. They've been my guests, and when they come here, I not only treat them good, I keep my word. When I say you're gonna get your balance, you get your balance.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that, because not only in Calgary, I've seen you bump into these artists like in US AfriFest, and they're all over you, and I'm thinking, why? What's going on? I see they're all over you, like, hey, Fina, they're taking pictures with you, and it's way in the US. So it looks like you've done things in the US also.
Yeah, I mean, I've been one instance like this is I was in at the One Africa show in Houston. That was 5 years ago, and while we went to soundcheck, we were filming. We're going to film the event as well. I brought my crew, so we're there to film and to cover the event and do it live as well there. So when we went for soundcheck, P Square, they just arrived from the airport and they came straight to the venue at the Toyota Center in Houston for soundcheck. So while they were doing their soundcheck, Peter saw me. Peter of P Square. He saw me, he came down, he picked me up from the ground, carried me. What are you doing here? I think I have a video of it, and my cameraman was
Yeah. I think
he basically just turned the camera and captured this live. And Peter picked me up from the ground. He hugged me and held me there for like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like, hold
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
And that's because Peter, P Square, they're very nice people. They're one of the best artists I've ever worked with. They're respectful. They're professional. I would say they're one of the best. To think I invited a live band, there were about 11 of them that came to Calgary at that time. I never went for them. When I say, and they stayed in Calgary for 4 days. And I'm not kidding, I'm the only woman entertainer, a promoter in Canada who has the sway to convince people like P Square, Flavor, Kiss Daniel, name them, to stay in my city for more than a day.
I'm telling you. I know what a day.
Talk to Davido's boys. They know me. They call me Mama. And like they all call me Mama or Auntie Fina, Mama, whatever. They just love me because I treat them like the superstars that they are.
Yeah.
And I'm genuine. They can see that I'm not faking it. I'm not a faker because I don't, pay my bills. I don't need to be afraid of you.
Yeah.
I am me, and I stay true to myself first before I exude what I have out of me, because I can't stand fake people. I can't stand people that pretend to be who they are not.
Okay.
I like to be authentic.
Okay, Fina.
So when I deal with them,
go ahead.
They're authentic with me, and they go out of their way. They go above and beyond for me, and I do the same for them.
I mean, it's so true. There's been testimonies. I've had to deal with some of them at several instances, and every time I mention Canada, I mean, they've been to cities in Canada, they've been to Toronto, but every time I mention Canada, they think Canada is Fina, you know Fina? Do you know Fina? I know Fina. I said, but I'm in Toronto. Yeah, but that woman, Fina. So, but let's talk about your show. I know you have. Tell me about your show. We're going to be rounding up very soon. But tell me about your own show that you have now on TV, or things that are your own personal projects.
Okay. Well, entertainment is my personal project, generally. I produce a lot of things. I produce music videos. I produce documentaries. I produced, different things. But my TV show, Afro X Television, this is its 4th season, going on in September. It will be the 5th season, so 5 years I've been doing the show. The producer and also the host of the show. And most of the time, the executive producer as well. So you know what I mean.
I know.
And really, Afro X Television is a show for Africans in Canada, specifically. It's a show for us to showcase our stories, to tell our stories, to showcase our talents, to showcase our culture, our food, our entertainment, anything that we need to showcase. This is our show. It's a show for Africans, by Africans. I happen to be the host. That doesn't mean it's my show. I didn't say it's Fina TV, although I have Fina TV. That's another story. It's not a Fina show. But in no time, if no one claims it, I'm going to change the name to Fina TV. But anyway, it's a show for us, by us, and with us. It's a show that tells our story in the mainstream media. It's the only show really on television in Canada, across Canada, that can showcase our story authentically and make people watch it. It's a professionally produced show. It's not just a show where you just point camera. No. It's if you watch episodes of Afro X, they're well produced, right?
Yeah.
They're very well produced. They're produced to standard.
Yeah.
Right. So they're not just anything, because we want to tell our stories professionally so that we get more respect from counterparts, our other counterparts.
Yeah.
So I believe in when you want to do something, do it well or don't do it at all. Go big or go home.
Definitely, definitely.
So that's just how I feel. And I've always wanted to be a part of television or film, the silver screen, big screen, whatever you call it. It's something that I get magnetic to. It just, somehow I find myself doing things like that. It's just where I have my passion. And I can do it without even getting paid. I love doing it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't pay.
That's awesome.
People invite me. I need to put that in because, oh, you know you love doing it, so do it for me. How many years am I going to come?
I know.
Come on, people.
Listen.
You know, we need to own it.
Yes, for sure. Fina, let's tie this to the name of this program. You know, this program is overcoming limitations and breaking barriers. And I'd just like to let people understand that it's just as raw as it gets. We just want to be, because we don't want to scare people. The people who bring on the show are big time people like you. You're into beautiful productions and all that. But we just figured, you know what, let's just get on social media, just call people live, chat with them, you know, in a relaxed mood. That's what the program is all about. But let us into, was it all, you already told us how difficult it was at the beginning, but what was that point in your life, you know, while following your dreams? Like, you didn't have a specific vision, but while just going through things, there's so many obstacles that you had to deal with. But what was that specific point in your life where you say, you know what, I'm just gonna throw in the towel. It's okay. I've had it. I can't continue. Was there a time like that? And which would you consider the highest point in your life?
Well, I don't think I've attained the highest point yet. I'm still moving there.
No. Sorry. Let me correct. Not the highest point of success. The highest point.
Highest point of barriers.
Of giving up. Yeah. The point where you wanted to give up. You wanted to throw in the towel. Was there a point like that? Can you remember a particular point like that in your life?
I'm not a giver-upper kind of person. I've never. In fact, challenges are my fuel. I am someone who works better under pressure. I am someone who can use my barriers to push me to be better,
and
do better
something just
in life. So
wow.
I am very unique that way. I'm not. The more obstacles I get, the more I want to jump over them and go to the next level. I may be disappointed every now and then. I may be disappointed every now and then, as in, you know, I wish I could get more support from my community, my people. I wish they can see the value of what I am doing. However, that does not make me disappointed enough to say, you know what, I give up. In fact, a good example is my show. AfroX doesn't have a sponsor 99.9% of the time. But it's still on the air. I wish my people can understand the power of this tool. You know, Hollywood was built by movies, productions. Really, because when you look at it, you see America. What is so special about America is the fact that they tell their story in dramatic, beautiful, epic ways. So everybody wants to go to America. That doesn't mean America is the best place on the planet.
I know.
They made it look that way. If you go to America, they have ghettos as dangerous as Ajigule or somewhere else. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I know.
The most dangerous places in Nigeria. They have places where you cannot even drive by without speeding.
I know.
I've been to a neighborhood in Chicago where we were driving. We were speeding through the place, and I was asking the driver, "Why are you speeding?" He goes, "Oh, you don't want to slow down because a bullet can come at you at any time."
Can you imagine
go
that?
Through it as fast as you can,
and
because there's no traffic there, so you want to take that route. So if you want to do it, you at your own peril, right? you're doing that at your own risk.
And this is America.
And this is America. This is Chicago and Los Angeles. I've been to dangerous places in America where I say, is this still America we're in? Of course it is. But they sold that country like it's the best place on planet Earth. Yeah. And we Africans have a natural paradise that we cannot even sell.
You know what?
Like Africa is the world's paradise. It's paradise. At 1% of the gifts we have in Africa.
You know,
and that is.
You know, one thing I'm going to be ending this program on is you just revealed something that has kept on reoccurring amongst a lot of my guests. Every time I ask them to tell me those points in their life, and that's one unique thing I've seen with people who have been successful. Every time I ask them to list for me those times that they wanted to give up, you know what they realize? They realize that they don't remember those times because they don't remember. They've just been, and that's why they are where they are today, because whenever they met those points, they just thought to themselves, so what do I do now? And they just did it and they went on. Like, they didn't.
You have to find a way.
Yeah, they just found a way and they kept going. So
find a way out of it.
That's one thing I'm going to take away from our discussion, that, you know what? If you just build a tent on your ugly experiences, on your disappointments, that's when you begin to set yourself up for failure. But if you if you just understand that all those obstacles are supposed to be like a stepping stone, you just take them and just get over it and get going, then you get to where all these people have got to. Fina, I'm so grateful that you were able to come on this program, on this show, in spite of all the obstacles. And you also proved, even with all the hitches, you never gave up, you never became frustrated, you just had to do what you had to do, and we kept on going, and I think we had a good show. Thank you so much, Fina.
I enjoyed myself. I had a good time, and I hope all of you out there
I know.
Social media world had a good time too.
Yes.
And hopefully next time the audio will be much better than this. And,
no. We will.
And we'll talk about something even more interesting.
Yes. Thank you so much, Fina.
So it's been a pleasure being here.
Thank you very much, Fina. I'm gonna let you go and then I'll finish this show. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, guys, so that was Fina Brooks. Whoa, that was very, very interesting. You look at people and you don't know what they've been through, you don't know what experiences they've had in life. But that's the reason why we have this show. But you know, what we're trying to show with this program is just a chat program. It's a social media based program. We just pick up the phone and call people and we chat with them. We're not going like over the top, trying to be in the studio, set up equipment and all of that. So that's why it is the way it is. But I hope you grabbed something. I hope you were inspired by something that you heard her tell us about her life. And that's how we're going to keep doing this. And thank you for all your support. Thank you for all the feedback. Next time, we're going to come with you with another interesting personality who will tell us how they overcame their limitations and how they were able to break the barriers that they had in their life on their journey to success. From all of us here in the Worship Media Studios of Toronto, Canada, Chile, and Erica, saying we love you and be back next time when we have another edition. Bye-bye.